Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope that you guys are all doing super well. Today is a great day because it is 20 degrees Celsius for all my Canadians, and it is so sunny. I am feeling so happy that the warm weather is finally coming around for us here in Quebec City because it's been a long winter. It's been a good winter, but it's been a long winter, and I am ready for the sunshine and the heat. I just wanted to touch base with you guys about kind of what's going on, how I did with my first long drive event, and what I took away from it, what I wish I could have done better, all the things that I learned, etc., etc. Today is going to be a great day because I'm going to film a little bit. I have a few lessons to give today. Soon enough, all of this stuff inside the academy is going to be moved out to our summer academy, and the outdoor season begins. Welcome to the Mesquite Grid. This is our student Max. This is his third ever competition in long drive, and he did so well. He competed in the local qualifiers and made it to the regionals Friday afternoon and had a drive of 393 yards. It's hard to believe that he just started playing golf not too long ago. In just a second, you're gonna see Moo competing. I am so stinking happy for Moo. He competed so well. He made top 16 and had a new competition personal best of 419 yards. It's always such a blast getting to watch him compete. Seeing him do what he loves and succeed so well is so fulfilling, and I just love being his biggest cheerleader. My competition definitely didn't go as planned, and I'm not going to pretend like it didn't sting. After months of preparation and feeling ready, sometimes the results just don't align with the work that you've put in. That's sports, beautiful and heartbreaking all at once. The silver lining? Watching my fiancé Moo absolutely crush it after my rounds. Seeing him perform so incredibly well in his top 16 round robin filled me with so much joy. I knew he was going to shine that week, and he did exactly that. Honestly, I'm more excited about his success than I am disappointed by my own results. Now it's back to the drawing board with lessons learned and a fire reignited. I'm grateful for this journey that allows me to push my limits even when it hurts. Thank you for all your support. It means more than you know. So for the new driver, it's a little bit different in terms of look, and I really like the updated look. So the face has more contrast on it, so it's more of a silvery gray contrast, and there is more dimension in the crown of the head. So, you know, a little bit of a ridge here. Very, very nice profile. Super, super nice. Obviously have my RIPIT Grips on there with the pink shaft. That's nice. The only thing, when I ordered the driver, unfortunately my LA Golf shafts were out of stock, rightfully so because they are amazing. So I had to go and just put a little Ventus in here, which is fine. It works really well set at the standard settings, but once I move the settings around with the brand new Future Fit 33 adapter, the shaft doesn't kick as well. So I will definitely keep the shaft and just play it at the standard 9-degree setting because it does perform really well. It's a very stable shaft and I quite like the feel of it. But for versatility of long drive, I won't use that for long drive unless I'm for sure playing at a 9-degree setting for the competition. I had the new Future Fit 33 tip put on this LD20 long drive shaft. This is the shaft that I had my personal best with a couple of years ago in Denver, Colorado. It was my drive of 358 yards, so I need to get refamiliarized with this guy because clearly it was doing some good stuff for me. I'm also going to change the tips on my two LA Golf shafts that I typically use. So my A series at 47 inches and my G series at 48 inches because I love the feel of those shafts. And the best part about the LA Golf shafts is that there's no spine. No matter what setting you put your driver at, lower loft, higher loft, whatever the case may be, the shaft never feels any different. So that's the one thing that really differentiates the LA Golf shafts from everyone else on the market because it's so versatile, and for long drive it's perfect because we might have to change our settings partway through the competition depending on conditions. So having a very versatile shaft is hugely important for me. So I'm going to get those changed as soon as possible because I really want to get familiarized with the new DS Adapt heads and the LA Golf shafts. So yeah, that's something that's going to be fun to play around with. based on my competition in Mesquite, as you guys saw just before this, my longest drive in Mesquite for the first competition this year, a couple weeks ago, was only 3:15. Now, we did have quite the travel into Mesquite, so body was feeling tired, but I definitely don't want to make any excuses for that. I just did not perform at my best, and there's definitely some work that needs to be done in terms of like ball speed and club head speed for when I get into competition, because I trained really well and got my club head speed and ball speeds up, but it did not translate into competition. The factors of travel and the fact that we had been inside all of the winter and then all of a sudden we were put into 35-degree weather, that all plays a factor, no shred of a doubt. But I want to be able to more easily adapt to all of those different situations. So we're going to adapt the training a little bit. I think we're going to do some overspeed training, because I typically put as the least amount of weight possible in my heads when I'm competing, because I just want to avoid fatigue at all costs. However, it does compromise ball speed a little bit. So something in the new head that I'm going to be trying out is heavier weight. So I have a 10 in the heel, a 3 in the toe, and a 3 in the back. Definitely a heavier setup than what I'm used to, because I'm typically at 3, 3, and 3. It's just not going to cut it for results. So I'm going to try and start speed training with a heavier setup and really get used to that, because I'm gonna need it. My club head speeds are lower, but I'm definitely still optimizing distance even with the heavier setup. Like this Ventus shaft is 48 inches stiff, 50 grams. So this club setup is quite a lot heavier than what I'm used to, but I think it'll be good in the long run for training purposes. And hey, if the club head speed is a little lower, but my optimization is better and my ball speeds are compressing a little bit more, things like that, then I can live with the lower club head speed. I'm about to, like I said before, hop into some lessons. If you guys didn't know, I'm full-time into teaching golf now and mental performance coaching. So I do lessons in person as well as online. So if you wanted to get in touch with me online and you're not in my area for lessons, we can do lessons online. My dad and my fiance have been doing that for the past few years now actually, and they've seen huge success with their online students. You can get a lot of progress done even through FaceTime and Zoom. So if you guys are interested in any mental performance coaching and golf lessons online, I will leave all that information down below and we can get in touch and get you going. All right, so I'm trying out my 2 new DS Adapt options that I have right now. And I have it set at standard A1, which is 9 degrees neutral lie. And then I've also been re-familiarizing myself with the Kinetics LD20 shaft. This has a dual kick point. I have it set at G3, which is 2 degrees lower loft, neutral lie, so it's at 7 degrees right now. Let's play around with both of them. I think I've started to figure out how to time these shafts and what I like. And so let's start off with the Ventus. So right now I have a 3-gram weight in the toe, a 3-gram weight in the back, and then a 10 in the heel. This is also a much heavier setup than what I'm typically used to, so my club head speed is definitely slow right now. So I just need more height, more launch. Yeah, 13 is not high enough for me. I need it to be over 15. Much better. A little low in the face though, so a little spinny. A little high on the face, but lower spinning. So yeah, I mean a total at 323, I will take. Let's look at some of the numbers here, just so I can explain to you guys how I can optimize distance, even though my ball speeds and club head speeds aren't fully warmed up yet. So club speed is almost at 105. Like I said, this is a much heavier setup for me. Club head speed is going to be lower. However, my efficiency is still very good because I have my face is only 0.4 degrees closed, which is great. My swing path is perfect for a draw. I've got 220 side spin on that draw, which is nice and tidy. My backspin is just over 1,000, but it's staying in the air because my angle of attack is 10 degrees up and my launch is 20 degrees. So that ball is staying up, and I caught it fairly solid, just slightly high of center, but very happy with that regardless. So that's kind of how I can optimize distances, even though ball speed and club speed aren't typically where they are for me. A lot of people have the misconception that ball speed and club head speed are the only factors that matter. However, there's a lot more that goes into it behind the scenes than just those two numbers. Obviously, they are crucially important. Because this is a slightly heavier setup, there's a little bit more mass behind the hit for me right now. So even though the speeds are low, there's a lot more mass coming through, and it's helping me stay well above 300 yards total, which I really like. And I'm definitely gonna have to get used to speed training with the heavier setup because it definitely helps with maximizing distance. It's just hard to get used to in terms of like the weight of it. Let's head over to the Kinetics LD20 with the dual kick and see how it goes. As a reminder, the previous driver I was hitting was set at 9 degrees. So this one is set at 7. Slight miss. It's just nosediving a little too much than what I'd like, so I need to stay with my shot a little longer. Much better. Get a good bounce. Hopping into the bunker. I'm not getting enough spin with this loft and shaft setup. Could just be today it's not driving as much, but let's bring it up to 9 degrees like the first setup with the Ventus. It's really cool because there's 33 different settings available for driver, 3-wood, and hybrid with this new Future Fit 33 system. So you have so much variety available, and there is something for everybody, if not multiple settings for everyone. So this is a really cool system. Let's try the 9 degree setting with this LD20 shaft. So that straightened out right away. Right away, it straightened out without me having to do anything. And we're over 300 yards. So total 315 there. Very good. So immediately a yes. Immediately a yes. So you see how fast that changes things? Another one. Now we're up to 319. So the settings that you choose on your driver make such a big difference. So if something's not driving, then go for it. Don't be afraid to change the setting on your drivers. So that confirms a very good setup there. So even that one was a miss hit in the toe, but there's slightly more spin on that one to maintain the launch. Yeah, so the spin still stayed over 1,000. That was just a very toey shot there. Slightly toey again, but spin was high enough to maintain the launch and it wasn't just falling out of the sky like the previous setting. Okay, so one more setting I want to try with this shaft is 1 degree lower loft. So let's put it at 8 degrees. And I think I'll have to lower the lie just a little bit. C3. So it's 8 degrees with 1 degree more flat for the lie. The weight distribution feels a little different. And the feel through impact feels a lot different too. It's wild how just tweaking it by 1 or 2 degrees completely changes the feel of the club, the weight distribution of the club, the kick in the shaft. It's like night and day difference. Yeah, it's definitely not coming through as well as neutral at 9 degrees. We'll do one more to confirm it. No. We can confirm that for the time being, these two shafts with the new dark speed head work best and give me the best results at standard, neutral, so 9 degrees. Now you can see how important it is to really play around with your settings, especially for shafts that have a spine in them. That's why I really love the LA Golf shafts, because the LA Golf shafts don't have a spine. So no matter which setting you put your driver at, the shaft is not going to feel any different than the previous setting. Right now, comfort-wise, I would only play these shafts with this head at 9 degrees and just keep it there. That's what's giving me the best results. And they are great results, but if there comes a time in competition where I need to lower the loft to 8 or 7, I wouldn't feel as confident with these two options. These are the two LA Golf shafts that I typically use. One's at 47, one's at 48. This one is the A series. It's a high kick, 50 grams in the regular flex. Really love the feel of that one. I like the launch that it gives. And then this is the G series at 48 inches. It's 43 grams, I believe, and it's more of like a mid to low launch. So definitely good for like a tidy flight. And these two drivers I have set at -1.5. So I have them at 7.5 degrees, and the weights in the head are 3, 3, and 3. So definitely a lighter setup, lighter shafts compared to the ones that I just tried out. Well, the LD20 is pretty light as well. But that's the setup with the old dark speed. So very curious to see how things start to jive with these shafts and the brand new DS Adapt heads. How good do these RIPIT grips look on the clubs? This U grip with the pink shaft is so sweet. And then I have the Eldrick grip on the LA Golf shaft, and I love that one just as much. These are definitely some of my favorites from RIPIT grips. And so if you guys are interested in getting any for yourself, I'll leave the discount code down below. It is a commission link, so it does help me out if you do decide to use my code. And then also, they just came out with some new cord grips. These are the brand new cord grips. I have them in the striped model, which is the same as my previous set of clubs. Very high performing, moisture wicking, and very good for like bad weather situations, playing in the rain, things like that. So if you guys are interested in any of these grips, again, my code will be down below. This is the difference between the striped grip with no cord and the striped grip with the cord. You can see that the texture is slightly different. Both of them feel really great. Just depends on what your preference is, but I'd highly recommend both of them. There's one more thing I need to shout out in this video, because Tornado Tees so kindly gifted me 10 new packs of tees for long drive. These are the tees that I swear by for competition, and I play with these out on the golf course all the time now because they're just that good. I had them customized. They're kind enough to customize these tees for me, and it's a little something as a reminder to myself. If you guys haven't heard yet, I kind of came out with this method called the Watch This method, and if you want to know more about it, check it out on my website. I have a whole little practice manual that you guys can purchase to help with your mental performance out on the golf course, but it's kind of a little reminder to myself. So it has the Watch This typed on it with eyes at the top, fierce eyes at the top. So had to shout out Tornado Tees for these custom tees. Thank you so much. I'm going to be stocked and loaded for the season. I also get the pink ones in the 4-inch height. So those are my go-to because I'd rather start out with a too long tee and then cut it down than a tee that's not high enough. If you know, you know. So next video will definitely be an updated what's in my bag because I have brand new irons, brand new iron shafts, the new drivers obviously, which we touched on today, new fairway woods, the new DS Adapt fairway woods. I've got new wedges coming in the next couple of days and a new putter. So lots of things to update you guys on equipment wise, and I'll do we'll talk through the stuff, all the specs, and then I'll hit some shots and kind of talk through what my updated stock yardages are. So until then, I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you all next time. Bye.